Welcome to the Industry Training Series. I'm the NBS Training Coordinator, Joshua Fox, and today we'll look at the role of a grip on set. There are various types of grips in the film industry, but the basic role of the grip is to set up and maintain all the equipment on set. That includes lighting fixtures, camera accessories, and the set itself. First, we'll cover some of the various stands that the grip will use on set. The first stand that we're going to cover is the C-stand. The C-stand is very versatile and is probably the stand that a grip will use most on set. So, how you set it up is with these three legs here. You're going to want to push each of them apart, like so, and they'll lock in on each end. Once you know they're locked in, you flip it back upside down again, and there you go. It's stable, it's not going anywhere. But whenever you put things on the C-stand, always make sure to put a sandbag on the bottom. If you notice, one of these legs is the biggest. The biggest leg, you're going to want to put the sandbag on that leg. Again, the sandbag just has a lot more stability to the C-stand for whatever you're putting on it, so make sure to always have a sandbag there. At the top, we have this thing called a baby pin. There's all sorts of different kinds of pins, but the baby pin is probably the most common. You can put all sorts of different light fixtures on a baby pin. You can put gobbo heads on a baby pin. You can put arms, clamps, whatever. And then we have two knobs here. These knobs are just gonna help us boom up or boom down the C-stand. It can go pretty high. So if I twist this first one, I can boom this first one up pretty high. And then there's another knob that I can boom up even higher. Now, it's not recommended to go this high because it seems very unpractical, and there's other stands that could also go this high and are much more stable, but this has the option and versatility to do that. So make sure to use your C-stand however you see fit on set. So with C-stands, we have C-stand arms. How it goes on is there's going to be this gobbo head at the end of the C-stand. You can loosen it right here, and then there's going to be different holes that you can place on. Make sure to find the hole that fits right with the baby pin, and it should slide on pretty easily. And then you can tighten it, and then the arm isn't going to go anywhere. But if you loosen it just a little bit, you can boom the arm up, down, and then out wherever you need it. Just make sure wherever you're going to boom it, have the gobbo head part on the right side of the actual arm. Because if it's on the right side of the arm, if you put something on the arm and push down, it's going to start tightening it right at the gobbo head. Where if it's on the other side and you push down, then it might actually loosen it and your whole thing might fall. But keeping it on the right side is going to make it extra sturdy and strong. But if there's going to be a little pole poking out, it's safer to put a little tennis ball that we have in the studio on the end right here, so it doesn't poke anybody's eyes. Usually it's better to boom it up or down away from the face, but if it needs to be right here, you can put a little pole at the end. But if I need to extend the arm even further, I can put another arm on top. Here we can put another arm like this, and then whatever light we put on the end can go even further, and I can boom that however I want. So now I'll talk about some of the various different types of clamps that we have in the studio. The simple and the one that grips will use the most is the gobbo head. As you know, there's a gobbo head on each of the arms that are very similar to this. This part, well, both of these parts can actually go on to the arms, baby pins, whatever. But right now, I'll put this part, this little long part, onto the actual arm itself. You can go further in, however you'd like. Then you have this little other clamp to add other stuff, like other arms or other clamps, like some of the clamps we have right here. This clamp, I believe, is called an A-clamp. It's used for flags or anything flat that you want to clamp down with this right here. You can loosen it with this little knob, and then the two parts kind of slide, and then you can tighten it back up again. And then the whole thing goes on to the gobo head right here with this little pin, which is a baby pin itself. You slide that in right here, tighten it up. Now you have a clamp at the end of your arm of the C-stand. There's other clamps like this. This is technically a mount. This is a mount for the lights that we have here in the studio. The lights go up in the grid, and this is how you put them on. But if you also need this clamp on the end of the gobo head, it can just go in right here with the screw, and then you can have different lights. It's usually preferred that we have different clamps for the lights, but here we have these in the studio if you ever need them. We can also have these clamps right here. These are used for different boards that we have in the studio. These are like reflector boards or any sort of boards that you need to like heavier duty clamp than the A clamp here. We have these right here. And then this pin is a baby pin as well. So that's how it would go onto the gobo head right here. You'll notice that many different things can go on the gobo head. It's probably the most versatile clamp that you'll see in the film industry, and you can put many different things on it. Next, we're going to talk about some of the flags that a grip needs to use on set. Flags go more into the gaffing territory, but grips help with the gaffer with lighting, so it's good to know about some of the flags that we have here. This one is a black flag, and it's used mainly to block light. So if you need light on half of the face, but the other half, a flag could be used for that. Or if you need to make a dark silhouette, a black flag will be helped to cancel out the light and make a negative. And through this little black bar here, you can put it around the gobo head with one of the smaller holes. You can just slide in, and there you go. It's right on your gobo head, and then I can boom it with the arm anywhere I need, down, up, however I'd like. Some of the other flags that we have here is, I have this red one, which is the fusion flag. This one has a little mesh in front of it. Actually has 2 layers of mesh, which you can see from the red outline. It has 2 layers. Some mesh has 1, some has 3. Depends on how much diffusion you want for your light. But you'd likely put this again on the gobo head, and then in front of the light, whatever you want to diffuse, and then it acts as a diffusion. I also have this flag here, which is used for a reflecting light. It can be used for diffusion, but it's mainly used for reflecting lights. And there's various other kinds of flags that do various different things to lights. There's also different sizes. These are actually relatively small flags. There's bigger ones, but I have small ones here for the demonstration. But they come in all different sizes. You can hang them on C-stands, but you can also have them off. You can have people holding them. You can do whatever you need with flags. So with our baby pin, this is how you actually put on a light. Right here, I have a Source 4 that we have a lot in the studio. There's a little mount right here with the handle that the light is attached to. I can just put the mount right on the baby pin, just like that. And if you notice, there's actual screw right here on our mount. If you screw that in, make sure it's extra secure. That's how you have your light on the mount.